Hi, I'm Wayne Haber, and I'm the facilitator for the next prioritization working group. We're going to talk about today current state, next steps for the members of the quad, product management, development manager, UX leader, and quality leader, and some updates we've done since then, and some accomplishments as well. So first, the next prioritization working group is making great progress on various tasks with people across various parts of the organization, making changes. We have done many changes to the cross-functional prioritization process based on feedback. The content is a bit simplified and a little more structured, which is great. An example of that here. So as of yesterday, July 5th, we're about close to 90% complete. Most groups have done almost all tasks or have fully completed it, which is great, and a couple groups are getting closer on that. So a list of all the groups that have completed the work or have the work in progress. Here's 24 groups have done all the work intended by this point. 20 are still in process. An example, one group that completed it, just so happens I picked one of my groups, the composition analysis group. So they have a dashboard that shows them the percentage of MRs in the various categories. They've reviewed those dashboards amongst the quad, product management, development manager, UX lead, and quality lead. They've also, the development engineering manager provided the product manager a prioritized list of maintenance work. The quality counterpart did the same for a list of bugs. And the product manager used these lists along with the prioritized list of features that they are the directly responsible individual for to schedule and assign work for the next milestone. So you can see an example of this team's dashboard here embedded in the handbook. Interesting as they got to 0% defined actually back in March, but you can see that that's one of the goals is to get to less than 5%. We then have the review of the workgroup next prioritization issue types dashboard and details. So this is where a new step where we have the CTO and VP of product reviewing where we're at on the overall dashboard, on percentage of MRs in various categories, and also the issues planned for the next release, with an ability for them to go into details on each group to see what the priorities are so they can give any feedback that they may have. That sync meeting is scheduled for July 14th, so in about a week. And I'd encourage product managers, that's the last step in the process of as we adopt this, the product managers to make sure they have taken their feedback from the quad and put it in their issue that they use to plan out the next milestone, and also link to that issue from this issue here. An example of that for the composition analysis team, so you can see composition analysis is right here. They have their product priorities. Here's the issue from the product manager, that their prioritized list for the next milestone. Other things to note is that we have successfully gotten under 5% on undefined merge requests. So you can see we were down to 7% in April from much higher, and actually a little less than 5%, 4% in May, with a goal to make it much lower still, but this is still a great trend. We've also done some other changes based on feedback. I mentioned some of those earlier. One in particular, this has already been merged, is to remove the guidelines of 60% features, 30% maintenance, and 10% bugs, and instead made it a little bit more general for now, although we may look to achieve these guidelines or talk about these guidelines again in the future. But right now is the latest change. The other thing we're working on, we have not changed yet, is to require an issue for communicating priorities to product management when doing cross-functional prioritization. Today, teams communicate priorities to product management from development, from quality, and from UX in various different ways. And with boards, with issues, in sync meetings, in Google Docs, etc., we may want some more standardization on that so that we can be more collaborative and more transparent about it. But this is still an MR that's being actively discussed. So these are the updates. Thank you very much, and let me or others in the working group know if you have any questions. Thank you.